Fix old cameras. Your successful completion of the demonstrated repair ultimately depends on the quality of your tools, the condition of your camera, and most importantly, your repair ability.
Well, wouldn't you know, it happened. The plastic tab on the Nikon FG film door latch broke off. Grr. If you happen to have a donor camera or an extra latch part laying around, it will be an easy fix. The hardest part of this repair might be locating the replacement parts. Using a screwdriver, work the latch knob to get the back door open. Lock the rewind fork and spin the rewind knob counterclockwise. As the knob comes free, note the position and the order of the various parts, the washer plate, and the spring plate, and the spring. C-ring pliers are very helpful, but not essential in removing the C-ring that retains the door latch cover plate. With the C-ring removed, pop the cover plate off. Keep your fingers of your free hand over the springs as you use tweezers to remove them so that they don't fly across the room should they become disengaged from the tweezers. Using your fingernails, you can lift the old latch free and drop the new latch knob into place with the spring already in position. That's the return spring. If there's any crud underneath the door latch, now's the time to remove it with a little isopropyl alcohol. As you drop the door latch knob into place, make sure it links properly with the actual door latch. With the door latch knob in place, you now install the springs. Again, always make sure that you cover the springs with your freehand fingers so that as you try to manipulate the springs into position, if you should lose your grip on the spring when it's under tension, it doesn't fly away and be lost, never to be found again. You might have a little trouble getting the detent spring for the rewind shaft seated, but once it's seated, you can, of course, then hook the latch return lever spring with the tweezers and drop it into position also. Notice the fingers over the spring so that they can be trapped should they become disengaged. Okay, with the springs in place, now lay the cover plate over the top of the springs, and then using C-ring pliers, you can seat the C-ring. And of course, with the C-ring retainer in place, the rewind shaft can be inserted into the rewind bushing, and then the rewind knob parts can be laid in place, spring, a washer, and finally the rewind crank washer lever spring plate, or whatever you want to call it, but whatever you call it, it's positioned as shown. And obviously, finally thread on the rewind knob itself. Sometimes the arm that engages the rewind crank lever doesn't seat in the right position. Just make certain that it is seated properly. A test of the door latch functionality is probably in order. With that working properly, there's nothing left to do but admire your work.
Thank you for watching. Inspired? Check back for new video postings.